everyone. My name is Max Campodall'Orto, and this is my Phoenix Suns pre-draft show. The draft is just a little over 3 weeks away, and the Phoenix Suns are going to have a lot to think about. It's definitely one of the most unpredictable drafts in years. Even the top 5 picks aren't consensus. Nobody really knows anybody who's going to go inside the top 10. It's going to be a surprise on draft day, and the Phoenix Suns at the 10th spot definitely have a lot to think about. I'm going to walk you through a couple of the rumored options and one that I think would definitely make the Suns a much better team next season. One very solid option for us would be taking the young 6'5", 19-year-old point guard out of France, Killian Hayes. Signing Rubio as our point guard last offseason was a really great addition to the team. His excellent playmaking and facilitating brought us together and helped us learn to play as one cohesive unit. But he is 30 and only getting older, so eventually we're going to have to find the floor general of the future, and why not Killian Hayes? Hayes' biggest strength is his passing. It's extremely advanced for his age. His shooting is definitely his weak point, but he has a lot of room to grow and has shown promise. Drafting Hayes and playing him behind Rubio for about a year would allow him time to develop his shot and grow his playmaking skills from one of the best pass-first point guards in the league. It really sounds like it's too good to be true, and sadly, that's because it probably is. He really impressed in interviews and workouts, and recent mocks have him going even as high as 4 to the Bulls. I have no doubt the Suns would love to pick Hayes if he falls to us at 10, but sadly, I just don't see that happening. Sticking with the same idea of finding the point guard of the future, we have another option in Tyrese Haliburton, who would be great for the Suns. Haliburton is 20 years old, and he's a very lean but 6'6" point guard with great athleticism, promising three-point shooting, and really good passing ability. He had a very successful 2-year career at Iowa State, and he actually broke the school record for assists in one game, having 17. He showed a lot of improvements from his freshman to sophomore year, which is always promising, and as we know, James Jones loves his older prospects, so Tyrese might be a dream prospect. Tyrese's speed and length allowed him to be a very solid defender in college, but that might be a weak point in his NBA game due to his very small frame and lack of strength. He's always been very thin, and NBA scouts seem to be turned off by that because we've seen him drop from a top 5 pick to now more of a 5 to 12 kind of prospect. A year or two behind Rubio with an NBA training staff to get him some strength and put some weight on him would do a lot of good. While I think Killian is probably the better fit for the Suns, Tyrese is probably a more realistic option and would still be a very welcome addition. Now, this last option might be a little bit of speculation, but stay with me because I think this would be the best and most realistic option for the Suns this offseason. Phoenix has been heavily rumored to be interested in signing Christian Wood from the Detroit Pistons this offseason, and Wood is a really intriguing prospect because he had a very unusual path to the NBA, playing 2 years at UNLV, having stints in the G League and even China before being signed by the Pistons and shocking the NBA world. He's easily one of the most promising young forwards in the league. And now here's where a little bit of speculation comes in. The Suns recently hired Kevin Young to be our assistant coach, and Young was Wood's G League coach. Wood's been very outspoken about how much he likes Young as a coach. And this is even more of a reach, but Wood recently unfollowed almost all of the people he's following on Instagram and then proceeded to follow Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, and the Phoenix Suns team account. Wood would absolutely fill the need for us at power forward and give us one of the best front courts in the NBA to support our young superstar in D-Book. We could then trade down with the number 10 pick and pick up some solid bench depth, like a forward or a backup center, pretty similar to what we did with trading for Dario Saric last year. And a great trade-down option would be TCU guard Desmond Bane. Bane is a prospect that James Jones would drool over. He's a senior, a proven shooter, a proven facilitator, and even arguably the best shooter in the whole draft. It sounds really similar to Cam Johnson to me. But Bane has already had multiple meetings with the Suns, and according to everything out there, we really like him. He's projected in the late first round, but that's mostly due to his age, which, as we know, is not a concern, but rather a positive for Jones. James Jones thinks that older college players have more experience and can provide better immediate impact for a team. These two moves would take an up-and-coming Suns team from a playoff hope to a true playoff top spot contender, at least. Well, I think that's going to be it for me for now. It'll be really exciting to see what the Suns do come draft day. I can't believe it's only 3 weeks away. If you ever want to get in contact with me, talk the Suns, or just talk anything basketball, don't hesitate to tweet me at Max Campo Sports, no spaces. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast, and go Suns.